happening.
But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? Maybe she stabbed the victim in the front with the knife that was found in him.
You're not saying.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Then shush.
But all I know is that she's our suspect right now. So I kind of have to say that. This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ungard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a huge audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ungard as much damage as she possibly could. The witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. What?
I don't know
please,
what just happened.
Stop slandering the witness. As I suspected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid.
Really? Because it sounds a little wishy-washy.
Well then, why don't you be the defense attorney, Mia? Either that, or let me know what you're...
Switch places, Phoenix.
Either that,
Go back.
or let me know what you're thinking at this particular moment, because I don't know if you've noticed, but we don't exactly have much time to stall for us to figure out.
If you want to switch places, we can. All we have to do is go back in time and kill you instead!
Or, you could just tell the court what you're thinking.
That would probably be better, wouldn't it?
What do you mean by wishy-washy? I guess we'll see if I press a little more.
You should know that! I am mad at you.
It's the autopsy. I get it now. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight, and there would be no blood. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. The button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. What is the meaning of this, Wright? So if the button was torn off the body after the victim has already died, what does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We know now this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright, what does this mean? Does this mean you have...
To have a memento of the crime.
Yes.
To pin it on guard. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is... Who is it? Who killed that person?
Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until end.
The real killer. The person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard is... Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you! This is a Pokemon game again! You are Mr. Corita's killer. What? My glasses, they broke again!
Hey, what do you mean your glasses broke again? No! Order! This is a very grave matter. Does anyone have evidence?
Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. What? How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he'd already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. I don't know what that voice was. But it almost sounded like the way that it was presented, like he was just trying to curse but decided not to. Wait, what about the button that was found in that head trauma? This button was removed from the victim's body after he'd already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found the body
Stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time.
Miss Andrews!
I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, yeah. You're absolutely correct. The law does provide us with the way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness not to testify to testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Onguard's room. Agent Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things looked bad.
You did a good job providing everything up to this point, Tina. But there's still one thing you still haven't done.
Something I haven't done? Heh. What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
But why is so humorous, Mr. Ajiwar?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything this good lawyer has proven up until this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corita, which we've already done.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Correa?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But,
Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Why did I sound like that?
You landed in the worst possible situation.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a musical now, and it's called Despair.
Mia?
Huh?
Continue singing. It's helping calm me down a little bit.
I don't know what that was.
Mia, you stop singing! I'm panicking again! Okay. No, I don't like that song. Never mind, forget the singing. Okay, continue.
I know that song. Sad.
I mean, your singing voice was beautiful. It's just that once you got to the chorus, I recognized this song, and I was like, I don't really like this one. However, you did a beautiful job, Mia. Thank you.
Thanks!
Let's continue the trial.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in the time. Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defendant's theory of the actual murder is that she cannot, and not fully solid definitive proof.
The defense, not the defendant. The defendant will be on guard. What?
Yeah,
That's not true.
Only in this situation, there can only be one thing the court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess.
I request that both the prosecution and defense look further in tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow's trial.
Your Honor, what are you doing by slowing down the word tomorrow?
It's for dramatic effect.
For what? We're in no rush. The trial doesn't need to be completed today for any reason. There is absolutely no reason.
No, I know that. I just wanted to be dramatic.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow? You don't have it tomorrow. If we get a not guilty, if we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue with the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? It's not the client I'm worried about. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then yeah, Edgeworth seems to
also continue without definitive potatoes.
It seems like Edgeworth has an idea, kind of what's going on. He just isn't completely sure about what exactly it is. All he knows
His life is on the line.
All he knows is that something's up and Phoenix needs to win this trial quickly. Otherwise, Maya will be in danger. But as far as why, that's where he's kind of stuck. Anyways.
Now this court is...
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you?
It's true, Miss Adrian holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Okay. Hi. So I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. And I realized he's dead. That's why I formulated. Okay. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because one, he was going to expose Matt's weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. So that's when I thought I should forge some evidence to pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came into mind was to plant the knife. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one who stabbed the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. Oh, what a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more like a suspect. So you thought to rip off one of the buttons. The butts. So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and then plant it in Mr. Onguard's comma. Yes, that's what I plan to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Okay. You press
What?
Okay. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the awards ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes. Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
What is this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Engard's room and planted the button?
Into Matt's hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word, what does this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I'd done. That if I'd kept quiet, then Matt would have been found guilty. But I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What the witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Oh, wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as a murderer. Cross-examination over, and so was today's trial. We couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go. Let it go.
But...
Mr. Edgeworth, please place Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
Is it just me, or did that have more of an echo that time?
What? What did?
the gavel.
I don't like
This is
that.
the part I remember. Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't want an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Wait, is everyone except for the judge still here?
Apparently.
Okay then. The judge just left. No one else.
No, I'm assuming also the audience probably also did leave.
Okay then. Before you leave
So they're
court
just,
today,
it's just them here.
I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although,
Wait,
I didn't remember at the time you asked about it, Mr. Wright. I just remembered now. I found this in the room on that day. Room? That day? Yes.
Wait a minute.
What?
Isn't that the exact same card Maya found?
Yep. Shelley the
My
Killer.
goodness.
Yep. Same person.
So, that killer guy.
Shelley the Killer. Shelley the Killer.
Who?
Shelley the Killer.
Shelley. Wow.
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card is any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Well, witness! That card! Give it to me, hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you've stupidly, yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me this whole time. She wasn't exactly hiding it, she was spinning it in her hand the entire time. I didn't mean to.
What is the meaning of all that?
I've never seen such an emotional Edgeworth in my entire life.
That's the way that sounds.
That card. What in the world is it, and what does it mean? Oh, poop.
What? What?
We're at 9 minutes.
We had to stall for...
No, we'll just add it on to the last episode. It should be fine. Anyways, thanks for watching, Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.